and Reiki for If You Hate Your Life. Yes, you read that title correctly. Sorry if you can hear my cat in her box. You may notice I have one earring on. This is because my new cats went in my jewelry while I was asleep and put it all over my house. So definitely learned my lesson with that. Gonna be keeping my jewelry in a zipper jewelry box. But yeah, I turned the chat off because I need to just focus. But basically, so if you don't know what's been going on with me, 2024, I experienced a lot of death. And I was not equipped to deal with it, especially the death of my best friend and cat, Cornica. And so it's like I went into this weird state of like dissociation for a while. And then from there, it was like I had to obviously wake up eventually. And I feel like I woke up. And now that I'm awake, I'm like looking around, and it's like that show, The Big Comfy Couch, where you know, she's like, hey, who made this big mess? And then it's like I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, I made this big mess over the last year, where I was like learning how to cope with death and didn't have the skills to cope with death. So then I just went into a state of avoidance and dissociation, which is like my baseline when it comes to my mental health. And now it's like I'm looking around at my life, and there's like my house needs a really deep clean that I didn't realize it needed, because I feel like I was like sleepwalking. And you know, I turn the chat off because I don't want to be distracted, but you guys can talk amongst each other about your own experiences with death, or if you're watching this after the fact, you can comment, you know, down below anything that might have helped you, or like what it was like for you when you were going through what I've been calling a grief portal or a death portal. So it's like, you know, I was just trying to survive while mourning the loss of my best friend from college, who, and I don't want to cry, who like deeply shaped my personality and, you know, is the reason I even have this channel today. Like, it's where I got my name Dutchess. It's where I started doing witchcraft, like all of that. And then my best friend, my familiar, my cat, my child, Cornica. So it's like I just feel like I've woken up and I have so much to clean up in my life, because I'm just not the same. Like, I'm not the same person that I was before they died. And I'm also not the same person I was before my grampy got dementia. Like, that really fucked me up too. And if you have experiences with that as well, you can feel free to talk amongst yourself in the chat, or leave comments after this video has been uploaded. But it's like dealing with a family member with dementia is no joke. It's really painful. So, because it's like they're here, but it's not them. And it's like they're here, but they're really not. So, yeah, I'm just like looking at my life, and like my house needs a deep clean. I need to rework my business. I like have gained all this weight. There's just so much. And then I have these two new cats. Here's Sunday. Sunday, like, see, they're crazy. They're nothing like Cornica, literally, which is fine. I don't need a carbon copy of Cornica, but it's like adjusting. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment. So I felt like I woke up this morning and everything was going wrong, and I was just like angry and upset because, like I said, I'm rebuilding my life from who I used to be before these loved ones died, and I'm not the same. So like this house is not, like, the structures of this home are not appropriate to the person I've become in dealing with death. And like my business is not appropriate. The structures in that are not appropriate. And I'm just realizing like about better boundaries and like just, you know, all that stuff. If you could like the video, please, guys. I see a couple of people are liking it, but we've got 9 people in here and only 3 likes. That's the other thing. Like, I'm sick of this platform. Not you guys, not like the nice normal people, but I'm sick of the trolls. I'm sick of the algorithm. Like, I used to get hundreds of people on my lives, and now it's like, what, I've got like 11, which I'm grateful for the 11, but it's like Conjure Queen was talking about this. She's like, at what point do you just get sick of, like, being online? At what point do you just get sick of chasing the algorithm? At what point do you just get sick of dealing with the trolls? At what point do you get sick of sharing yourself all the time when you're an introvert? Like, I just related so much to what she was saying in that video. So it's like, there's like a lot that just needs to be reworked in my reality, and it feels really frustrating because I'm in this like in between right now where it's like my house is messy because I'm packing up stuff and like putting away certain things that like I don't want in my house anymore, that I need a bigger house before I can like have these things out again, because now I don't just have one cat, I have 2 cats. And then 2, just like I'm feeling suffocated, like whereas my home used to feel like really cozy, I'm just feeling incredibly suffocated because like I said, I just feel different. I feel different now that my best friend died. Both best friends, like, so yeah, so it's just like I feel like I wake up in this chaos every single day and I don't recognize myself, I don't recognize my home, I don't recognize my life, because, you know, for 9 years I woke up and Cornica was greeting me, and I miss that, and I love my new cats, but it's just different, you know? Death is something that's just like really, really hard. So here I am on live telling you that, and we're gonna do some skincare. I get this is like the best smell I've ever smelled in my life. It's called Winter Blend, and it's by Gubba Homestead. She's like a homesteader and a conspiracy theorist. I don't agree with everything she says. I think she's like, she's a little nutty, but hey, a lot of people think I'm a little nutty too. Let me get my water actually before we start. You can feel free to do your skincare with me. You just need like a gua sha and something to put on your face, but yeah, so we're gonna do skincare because that's gonna make me feel better, and then we're gonna do Reiki and hopefully shift this energy, 'cause it's like, I don't hate my life, but I kind of hate my life. Like, I hate that, like, my cat is dead. I hate that my best friend from college is dead. I hate that, like, I just feel like so much hate coursing through my body. And I know people have different reasons to, like, hate shit right now. Like, some people hate the way the election went. Some people hate that we're at war. Like, there's a lot to hate, and it's like I hate a lot of stuff on a collective level, but I also hate a lot of stuff on an individual level right now, and I can't cope. Like, I need to, that's why I'm here. So, yep, I'm using this. It smells so good. It smells like a peppermint patty. And it's beef tallow, which some people might be like, what? What the heck? But I have very sensitive skin, and so this is like best for me than something with a ton of chemicals. It's literally just beef tallow and peppermint. Make sure to wash your hands first, guys, if you haven't washed your hands. And, yep, it smells really good, but I don't know. I feel like I've lost so much of myself in the grief, because I think what people don't really talk about when you experience death is like the physical toll that it takes on your body, because like the physical strain. After I found out my friend Doobie died, I ended up in the hospital like a week later from the stress, because I was hypothermic. Like, my body temperature dropped. I had the worst migraine of my life. I was having nightmares, so I like wasn't sleeping, right? And then I literally thought I was dying, because, like, you know, of course, when you freaking look it up, don't forget to put it on your chest too, guys. I gotta put it under my shirt. But because this will get wrinkly when you get older, like your neck, and you're supposed to put everything on your neck and your chest. But, yeah, no, I literally, like, when you look it up on Google, Google's like, oh, yep, you're having organ failure, you're gonna die. And I was like, what? Ah! I had to fucking call 911 because I already felt like I was dying, and then my friend just died, and he was young, so I'm like, well, he just died. Why would it be crazy for me to die? So then I just fucking end up in the hospital because of this huge toll it's taking on me, and all my vitals were good by the time I got in the ambulance and everything, and they were like, this is stress, like, this is an anxiety attack, like, you're not actually dying. But it's crazy because it's like you feel like you're really dying when you're having anxiety. And so it's like, I'm a very active person. If you've been following me for years, you know that, like, I love to dance. I haven't been dancing. I, like, lost that spark in me and that inspiration. You know that I'm very athletic. I love to climb things. I love to do, you know, sports and shit, and, just hasn't, you get so tired, and, like, you're crying so much, like, for me anyway, like, part of my grieving process has been, like, crying and crying and crying. It's like you get so fucking sick of crying, and then it's like my tear ducts actually got, like, blocked from all my crying. That's why I'm doing this up here, because this actually unclogs your, tear ducts, and obviously I haven't really been crying today. I cried a little bit, but not that much. But it just keeps them flowing. And down here too, like, if you ever get a blocked tear duct or, like, an issue with crying, you do the gua sha right here. But it just, like, I have pictures of me and videos of me when we were putting Cornica down, and it's like, I look so ill. Like, I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I'm, like, so puffy. My eyes are barely open. I look miserable. I look heartbroken. Like, people really don't talk about, like, what a toll dealing with death puts on your body. And that's what I've learned. And then I kept getting sick because it's like, when you're, like, super stressed, your immune system goes down. And so then it's like, I'm really sick, I'm sad all the time, I don't have the energy to work out, I don't have the energy to, like, clean my house. I was in a deep state of depression, like, just barely surviving. And I just wasn't expecting that. Like, that might sound dumb, but, like, I haven't had, like, major death in my life, and then it's like I have 2 in 1 year, and then I just, like, wasn't expecting all of that. Like, physical, and, like, if you know me, you know I like to do, like, acrobatics and shit. Like, my body got so stiff, like, I couldn't do my normal acrobatic shit, and so it was like, then I had to learn to, like, do this shit, like, skincare, and, like, clear my, like, this is clearing the lymph nodes right now. And then I had to, like, go back to basics and just start, like, stretching, and, like, now I'm at a gym, like, I joined a gym, which is cool, and I'm, like, taking classes again, which is good. I would suggest that, like, if you have the money to join a gym that, like, does classes, I think I pay, like, $30 a month, and then it's, like, I get to go to, like, yoga class. It's way better than joining, like, a dance studio or a yoga studio, because then you have, like, more options, plus you have the regular gym, like, to use the workout equipment. But if you need, like, a cost-effective thing, and I'm doing month to month, because they always try to, like, you know, the thing about joining a gym, though, is, like, if you are grieving, be prepared to, like, skirt them trying to manipulate you. Like, I had to do so much skirting of the manipulation while signing up, because it's, like, they want you to sign up for, like, 3 years, and then they also want you to sign up with a personal trainer, and then they want you to get a nutritionist, and then they want you to do this, and do that, and it's like, no, I just want to fucking sign up month to month. I'm trying to get on track. I don't, like, need to fucking punch myself in the face with all these goals that are unattainable, because it's like, if I haven't been, and that's the other thing, I was eating like shit the last year, like, I'm about to get back on track, but, like, and then that makes you feel like more shit. Like, when you just eat like shit, it makes you feel like ass. And so it's like, I'm not gonna fucking set all these unattainable goals. Like, I've been sitting on my ass crying, grieving, eating bullshit. I'm not gonna get a personal trainer and go to the gym and get a nutritionist, because that's a recipe for failure. So, like, if you are grieving or you are dealing with some sort of major loss in your life and you do want to join a gym, just make sure you're prepared, because they're going to hit you at every angle trying to get you to spend the most money. and sign up for all this shit, and then you'll feel like a failure because you're trying to do too much at once, you know what I'm saying? But so, yeah. So, like, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for that. I also wasn't prepared for how it was going to make me feel aged. Like, I got all these gray hairs from, like, dealing with the stress of Cornica dying. And you can reverse gray hairs, like, with atomic ormus and shit. And also, like, I have my affirmations book. But, like, it was, like, all my good coping skills went out the window because I was just trying to survive, like I've said 100 times. So, yeah. So now, basically, the point of this video is I'm in this weird in-between where it's like my house is messy every day because it's like I have to do all these deep cleans, and I'm also rearranging the furniture, and I'm packing shit up that, like, I'm like, this isn't necessary. I can put this away until I move to a bigger house now that I have 2 cats and I need more space, and they're also super naughty and they stole my jewelry. I'm calling the police. Just kidding. But really, I was so upset. I'm like, my jewelry? Like, you really stole all my jewelry and tracked it all over the house, and now I gotta find the other hoop. Like, as you can see, just one hoop. But, and I worked hard for this jewelry. Like, I bought this for myself. And then, too, it's like, there's some days, too, like, I feel like when you're grieving, where you're just tired and you don't know why. Like, you're just fucking exhausted and you don't know why, and then you feel stupid and guilty because you're like, why am I spending all day in bed? And it's like, oh yeah, because I'm crying because like inside, like, even if you're not crying on the outside, like, you're crying on the inside about how, like, your pet died or your whoever died, and you're just like so tired because you're emotionally moving through that. And it's like, the other thing about grief is it's not a linear process. So it's not like you just, like, grieve this shit and then you're like, well, I'm all better, back to normal life. Like, you're not. It's not like that. You're, like, better for 5 minutes and then you're crying for 10 minutes and then you're laughing like a fucking hyena and you don't know why, and then you're back to ugly crying, and then maybe you throw up somewhere along the way because you're so out of whack. And then don't even get me started on how it affects your hormones. All that stress has affected my hormones being a woman. Like, all that fucking stress has affected my hormones, which then affects my immune system, which then affects my fatigue and my ability to perform and my ability to exist and show up in the world. And I'm a small business owner, and if you've noticed, I haven't been doing much work because I haven't been able to. And then it's like, you know, when you're not doing the work in your own small business, nobody's fucking doing the work. And then the algorithm's also like, well, fuck you, you're not posting, so now we hate you. And then it's just like this snowball effect. And so then, like I said, I woke up one day and I was like, wait a fucking second. Like, my house is all not how I want it, and it needs a deep clean. My business isn't how I want it, and I need to restructure it. And my body isn't how I want it because I don't feel good and I haven't been taking care of. I've only been surviving. I haven't been thriving. So it's like I'm in this, like, really, really fucking uncomfortable position right now. And then on top of it, Saturn is sitting on my moon because I'm moon in Pisces. And then on top of that, it's like Mars is in Cancer and my sun sign is in Cancer. And I guess Mars hates being in Cancer. And tell me about it because I'm feeling that shit. So it's like, on top of, like, all the shit I have going on individually, and then, as we all know, all the shit we all have going on collectively in the world, and then on top of it, all this astrological bullshit, I'm just, like, kind of at the end of my rope, and I'm in, how can I describe this? I'm in, like, the trenches. I'm in the underworld. I feel like okay, this is the image I'm getting in my mind. It's like a woman who's, like, covered in, like, garbage, and she's got this big cloak on, like, almost like a big comforter looking cloak, right? Like a comforter for a bed sheet, and there's all this garbage on it, and I feel like I'm just, like, trudging through the mud with this giant comforter and all this garbage on me, and I'm in the dark, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, why am I carrying all of this? And then I start to, like, let go of some of the garbage, and I'm still trudging. And then I'm like, wait, I need to let go of this. And so I let go of that. But then when you let go of that, it creates this other problem or this other issue. And so it's like every time I take off a load of the stress or the clutter or whatever, like, you wouldn't believe how much I've already brought to Goodwill of just, like, giving away. I'm like, give it away. I don't want it anymore. I feel different now. I'm feeling suffocated, like I said. And it's like every time I take off a load of this clutter, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is, it's like there's more. I realize there's more. And then it's like I'm still trudging through the mud, like up to my ankles. And so it's like I feel like I'm in this position where I'm trying to release all this stuff while also walking through the dark, walking through mud up to my ankles. And it's like I can see the light at the tunnel. I can see it, but it's real dim. And so it's like I have to keep and like trust that like I'm gonna get to the other side of that light. Here, have some spray. It's rose water. This is rose water, I guess I should tell you that. And I love this container because it reminds me of the 90s. Because remember in the 90s, all the plastic was like light pink and like light blue or turquoise. So that's my skincare routine. It's super simple because I always kind of struggled with acne and I have very sensitive skin. And then I love this lip gloss. It's Kissing Jelly Gloss from Too Faced. I like the watermelon one better if I'm being honest, but this is bubble gum. It's got sparkles in it. Watermelon's just shiny. But if you could like the video, guys, I'd appreciate it because it'll notify more people. But yeah, and then too, it's like, it's a lot of integration. So like, if you can add to the image of me, and maybe you feel this way too, because I wouldn't feel called to share this on live today if other people weren't relating. So it's like, also while I have this, you know, while I'm releasing all this crap, I'm also taking on new stuff too. Because it's like I said, I love my cats, but it's like, it is an endeavor to take like animals that you don't know into your home. And I've had them since they were like this big. That's crazy. Like, I've never been in charge of something that young or small. Like, I'm 5'2", and I felt like a freaking giant next to these little babies, so I could hold them like in my hands. And hey, Sunday. They're naughty. Sorry, 1 second. Honey, no. You have all these toys. You don't need to play with that one. You know, they always want what's not their toy. But they have 100 toys. But anyway, so it's like, when I got them, like, they were terrified. They had come from a shelter. They were, just not, like, they just were not. They were also going through a lot. They had just gotten their surgeries. They had just been dewormed. They had just had all their, they had gotten microchips. They had gotten vaccinated. So they had like just had all that happen. And then they came into my home and they're like, where am I? And I just had to keep them in a playpen for a while until they showed interest in leaving the playpen. And then from there, it was like I had to put them like just in my bedroom. And then from there, it's like my bedroom and my living room. And now it's like I'm in the process of shifting my kitchen so that I can like make sure that it's safe for them, because I've got all this fucking witchcraft stuff everywhere, and so like it's just not always safe. And put this angle back up. I'm not ready to put it down yet. But yeah, so like it's like while I'm like trudging through the mud like that, it's like I'm also taking on new shit. And the new shit is like intense, because when you have a baby kitten, like those are the formative years, and you want to make sure that they're being good, right? Like you want to make sure you're setting them up for the rest of their life. So like my cats right now, they're like very, very affectionate because I've made them feel very safe and at home in my space, and I've held them even when they didn't want to be held. Not in a way that's like bad or rude, but like in a way that's like, let's get you used to this. So it's kind of just like, I've had like 4-month-olds. I think they're 6 months now, but it's like I had 4-month-old kittens while I was like already going through this. And then also too, it's like I have all these like creative ideas for work and for my life, and like how I'm saying like I'm trying to get back on a workout schedule, and I'm trying to like get my athleticism back and like feel good again and like get on a diet. And so it's like while I'm releasing all this crap, I'm taking on all this like new good stuff too, but like that's a lot to integrate too. So I'm just feeling crazy. I'm just feeling like a crazy person. Like I wake up every day and I feel insane. Like, which is saying a lot, because like I am a witch and I am a psychic. And so it's like there's been points in my life where I've felt insane when like I actually have this great video I'm going to make, because I found, Guys, get ready to be disturbed. I found a handful of my old medications. It's like a bag like this big. Some of the pill jars, I'm not even lying, like it's not even fucking clickbait. Like some of the pill jars are gonna be like, they're like this big. And it's just like, I'm gonna do this whole video about how I learned that I was not psychotic, that I was psychic, by actually going through the systems. And then by going through the healthcare systems and through the therapy systems, I realized how fucked up those systems are and how they're a revolving door, that they do everything they can to keep you going back in for the rest of your life. And I remember all of the like nurses and the mental health workers and everything like that, they'd always be like, you're different, Nikki, like you're different, you're not supposed to be here for the rest of your life, you're supposed to overcome this. And they'd always be like, we believe in you, like this is not what your life is destined to be. And they'd be like, every time I would leave like an outpatient program or like the psych ward or something, they'd be like, I hope I never see you again. And they mean it, because they're like, they don't want you in this revolving door, because the system is like, it's just very evil. Like, it's very evil. It makes you very codependent on it, and it makes you have no control over your life. And I understand that at some points with some mental health issues, you do need somebody to like have telling you what to do. So like being in the psych ward, making sure you're taking your medication, making sure you're eating 3 meals a day, making sure that you're showering. Like there are times when you do need that help, but then there are other times when you don't, but they take advantage of it because they can, right? So I have a whole video I'm going to do called How I Realized I Was Psychic and Not Psychotic, and I'm going to go through just the pills that I found, because for some reason I just had them. I think when I moved, I put them in this like bag, and the bag that I put them in, it was like this container, and it had all of my like grocery bags in it. You know how you like save your grocery bags and you use them for like, I use them for like the cat litter or whatever. I decided I don't want this container anymore, because the person who gave it to me was a very toxic person. I'm like, yeah, actually I don't want this at my front door anymore. So then I like take all that out, and then there's just like, there's like fucking like 25 bottles of medication, and then it unlocked this part of my brain. Like I've been really blocking out like that part of my life. Like I have been very, very much like trauma blocking out the part of my life where I was in and out of the psych wards, being in my abusive relationship, like being homeless. I know I talk about it surface level, but it was like the floodgates opened when I found all those pills, and then I was realizing like, damn, like the reason I didn't fall for all that shit, all the trust the science shit, is because I had so many negative experiences with doctors who did not know what they were talking about, and I trusted them like fully and wholly, because I'm like, oh, like they're the professional, I have to trust them. And then I got hurt. So their medications either fucked me up, or they were like giving me interacting medications and didn't even realize the medications were interacting. They were giving me bad advice. They were just wrong. Like a lot of them were just wrong. So then when everyone's like, trust the science, trust the professionals, I'm like suspicious, because I'm like, nah, I did that and it ruined my life. So as much as it fucked me up, it gave me really good insight to use going forward during that very dark time in history that will be studied. Like, this time is about to be fucking studied throughout history, because there's just so much bullshit. Like, guys, so much bullshit! There's so much bullshit. It's just crazy. But anyway, I forgot why I brought that up, but I'm going to do a whole video on that. Like, how I realized I was psychic and not psychotic. And spoiler for part of it, they put me on antipsychotic medication and it made me psychotic. I started hallucinating like a motherfucker. Because when you take shit like that and you don't have that problem, it does the opposite. So buckle up, because that's going to be an interesting story time of all my hallucinations. And I was on a college campus. Like, I don't think there's a more Like, I mean, I'm sure there are more stressful places to hallucinate, but like a college campus, that, especially being a psychic person, on top of the hallucinations that your pharmaceuticals are giving you, because everyone's telling you crazy, but you're not actually crazy. Your gifts are just like coming on so strong because they've been reawakened through acute trauma that then also makes you remember your childhood trauma that gave you the psychic gifts in the first place, because it opened up parts of your brain that other people who don't have the severe trauma don't get access to those parts of their brain, in my belief. So it's like, yeah, while you're also failing out of college because you're having a mental breakdown and they're putting you on medication that makes you hallucinate, so you're just failing because how could you do well in that situation? So I'm going to do a whole story, like I'm going to do a whole video on that. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it'll be soon. So anyway, 30 minutes in, told you where I'm at. Now we're going to do Reiki for if you hate your life. So I've got amethyst here. Amethyst is really good for helping you break bad habits, and this is just such a pretty one. And then I've got fluorite to like help you believe in magic and help you get back to a state of like play and fun and like inner child healing and whimsy. Fluorite always reminds me of the fairies. And if I'm being honest, like, I had to reestablish my relationship with God, and I'm still working on it. After Korn died, like, that was a dark time where it just, and, like, I realized, too, like, when I was with, like, my abusive ex, it did often feel like there was no God, because I think that's how he wanted me to feel, and how, like, the dark spirits and energies that were around us wanted me to feel, like, there is no God. And I had to, like, build, and I also, he was very, like, spiritually abusive, so, like, he wouldn't let me practice, like, he would make fun of me whenever I would, like, read the Bible, and y'all know, I'm not, like, a fucking full-blown Christian or anything, I just like to read the Bible sometimes, but, like, he would, like, he'd tell me, you can't have that rosary, you can't read the Bible, he'd tell me, like, you need to believe in the devil, because I would say, like, I don't believe, like, I'd be like, why should I believe in this, like, hooved creature, like, I don't believe in that, I believe the devil is, like, the evil in people, I don't believe in a whole fucking, like, goat man, which I feel like is reasonable. I feel like a lot of people don't believe in a whole goat man, but, and then he'd be like, well, you're not allowed to believe in God if you don't believe in the devil, and, like, fucking make fun of everything I did, make fun of my crystals, make fun of my spells, make fun of everything, so it was like, there really was no God. I mean, there was, because I pulled myself out of it, and there was moments where I was able to connect with the spirits in really profound ways, but it felt like there was no God. And, like, when Kornica died, I just couldn't find God. Like, I couldn't find I just couldn't find the light. So, yeah, that's why I have the fluorite. And then I have this jasper. I can't exactly remember what exactly kind of jasper this is, but I put this in for, like, grounding and clearing of negative energy, because it does have the black and the brown. And this was actually gifted to me. I won a contest with Elizabeth April's brother, and then he sent me these crystals. So I'm actually going to take my hair down. Me and my one hoop while I look for the other hoop that my cat stole. Like I said, somebody call 911. Just kidding. I'm going to take my hair down, because if I'm going to be making these singing bowls go, this shirt is, like, not very, leaving a lot to the imagination, even though it's a fucking t-shirt, so I gotta be like a water nymph, like those mermaids that cover their boobs with their hair. That's me right now, for safety purposes. Okay. Alright, guys, so all you need to do is sit back, relax, be open to receive, and yeah, I'll probably talk during this at points, but pretty much you know why we're here. My intention, let me say a prayer and set my intentions. All my benevolent guides, I guess I'll say my full prayer. Benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, Yemaya, Kornica, and God Source. My intention for this Reiki is to heal all stagnation and hatred in the body, any dis-ease, any negative energy that's creating disease or dis-ease in the body. My intention is to clear any old patterns or thought processes or clutter that is stuck in the aura, in the mind, in the body, and the soul. My intention is to clear any addictions that are not serving myself or those watching now or later. My intention is to bring love and joy and whimsy back into the lives of those who watch this and to help them find grounding and clearing and peace as well. My intention is also to rebuke any evil eye or negative energy or entities that may be trying to just make myself or anyone's watching lives harder, or just try to keep them from walking in their path and in their purpose, keep them from their divine birthright. I pray all of this with the purest of hearts and the best of intentions, only ever for the highest and greatest good of myself and those watching, the highest and greatest good of humanity, and the highest and greatest good of this universe. Amon Ra Ashe Namaste. With the power of three, so mote it be. Always works, always a blessing. that felt good. Whenever I'm upset, I always forget to breathe. You have the power over your life. You have the power to heal. You have the power to change. If you want to stretch with me, I'm in a straddle because I'm stiff. You have the power over your mind. Don't let low vibrational people, thoughts, collective experiences steal from you, siphon you, live rent-free in your brain. They're not welcome here. Banishing all low frequencies from the mind, body, and soul and replacing them with love, peace, fun, and joy. Absorbing any negativity and using it to ground you, or banishing it back from whence it came, or transmuting it into something useful like money or healing, lessons learned. I'm just going to scan your body now, and I'm going to rake out all of the negative frequencies from your head to your feet, all right? Take a deep breath again. Hold it. Loosen your neck and shoulders and release. Going from your head to your feet. guys feel that? I just felt like, hi, I'm sober. Alright guys, so another deep breath. Hold it. And let it go. Let it all go. If you want, you can sigh. Sighing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what tells us that we're safe. When you're overly stressed, the parasympathetic nervous system gets all out of whack. Take another deep breath. Hold it. And this time we're going to sigh it out. Little round here. And what I want you to do with this is I want you to imagine a ton of a white light. If you love Jesus, you can imagine like Jesus pouring this on you. If you have other guides that you work with, maybe you like the Hindu gods or goddesses, or maybe you like the ancient Kemetic gods or goddesses, or maybe you like all of them, or maybe you like aliens. I just want you to picture a benevolent, loving spirit or God or interdimensional whatever. I just want you to imagine benevolent, loving guides around you, truly supporting you and filling you with the white light of God. And I want you to see that white light come directly from God as you perceive God. So we don't have to perceive God the same way to perceive this frequency of God's source as this unconditional love. So I want you to take another deep breath. Hold it. And now I want you to use that imagination and let that breath go. But it's not really imagination. You have these guides with you. You have God's love to support you. Even when things feel really dark, there's still that tiny light at the end of the tunnel, like I was saying in the beginning. Feel it. Soak it up, guys. Soak it up. ask that all the healing that we did be sealed and healed properly into every single person watching this video now and later who watched it in the beginning. And let us go forth and have wonderful days. Thank you for allowing me to be the channel through which all of this healing and messages flow, source, and spirits, and guides. And I just say thank you to my guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, Yemaya, Kornika, and God source. Amo Ra, Ashe Namaste, but the power of 3, Samote it be, always works, always a blessing. Thanks for being here with me today. Another reason why I was so triggered today is because it's Nani's birthday, and if you've been with me forever, you know my Nani is my main guardian angel, and I miss her dearly, and I love her very much. So today I'm going over to my parents' house, and it was my dad's mom, and I'm going to make red sauce, like Italian red sauce, because she asked me to, and my dad's excited about it, and my mom is getting us homemade pasta from, like, the little Italian, like, bait market that's up the road. And she's even going to get me gluten-free pasta, homemade, which is really cool. And we're going to watch football. I've been enjoying football, guys. I've never been a football girly, but I was watching it with my dad, and it was really fun. And just going to hang out with my parents, which will be nice. Only thing that would have made it better is if my sister still lived here, but y'all know she's, like, down south, so whatever. Got to make the best of it. And, yeah, and then also I do have, I didn't really advertise it because like I was saying, I just feel very scattered right now, but I do have the option for those of you who like to work with my Italian ancestors. If you want to sign up, I will pray a petition for you when I go to her grave, so that is open right now. If you want to sign up for that, if there's something that you really like, my Italian ancestors are incredible. They really helped one of my old clients, like, they would give her what she wanted, like, the day after she asked for it. And one time her house flooded, and it flooded everywhere except her bedroom, and the first responders, like, could not figure out, they were like, it doesn't make sense why it didn't touch your bedroom, but it was my witchcraft, and particularly my Italian ancestors. Comment below after if, like, sometimes it's like you feel like you can help everybody else, but you, like, have a hard time helping yourself, because it's like, I'm never not okay. Like, I'm always okay. Ever since I, like, got back on my feet in my adulthood and was, like, able to, like, put all that other weird shit behind me, but I'm always okay. But sometimes it feels like, damn, like, you be blessing these clients, like, what about me? And I know it's because my blessings are gonna, here's how my blessings come in. It's like a fucking desert, and then it's like, bam, thunderstorm. Desert, thunderstorm. So it's like, it feels like, like there's nothing for a while. And then all of a sudden it's like this big blessing that hits. So I understand, but sometimes if you're a witch too, comment below if sometimes you feel like, damn, like, why can't I help? Or, like, people, if you read the cards and you're like, why can't I read for myself? Like, I don't know. Let me know below. But I'm going to check the chat, because I haven't, really proud of my ADD self. I did not check the chat because I knew that it would distract me. So let me move the singing bowls and let me see what the chat is saying. Hopefully it's nice. Hey Teresa, hey Lizzie. Matching pictures on that, a big common theme among healers. Happy birthday, Nani. Poking through the veil on her birthday. Thank you. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you, Lizzie. Hey, Suchita. Lovely energy. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to your Nani. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Hi, EM. Hi, Indigo. Happiest of heavenly birthdays to her. Thank you, Indigo. Allura Najafenia. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. Thank you for the divine healing, you glowing goddess. Thank you. I know, I was feeling it, Mr. Krabs, too. Like, there were moments when I was like, whoa, I get a little dizzy. I forgot to mention, guys, before I woke up, I was fighting an army of the undead. These guys are full of skeletons. I had a really weird dream last night. Let me finish your comment. Skeletons just with like old school Viking armor. We are moving crazy astral energy. That's so interesting. And I had really weird dreams last night too, where I was like, I can't even remember all of it, but I just remember there was a bunch of statues, and like one of the statues was like, someone was like, nah, like that's an evil statue. And I was like, uh-oh. And and then my mom was there for some reason, and then there was just like I'm having really strange dreams that feel like real life. Like it feels like I'm in other I had this. All right, guys, I don't follow David Dobrik. I've never followed him. So I'm on Snapchat. Like I have a very small group of people I have on Snapchat, and sometimes it'll like recommend me to look at his stuff. And I just find, like, his crew of minions just so insufferable. There's just something about them that, like, oh, thank you, Teresa. There's just something about them that it's like when I look at them, it, like, sends, like, shivers up my spine. Like, there's just something really evil that, maybe that sounds dramatic, but I don't know. I feel like there's something really evil about that crew of people, but they were in my dream. And I was like at like a restaurant, and they were talking about Doobie, my friend who died. And I was like, hey! I like spun around and I was like, you don't talk about Doobie. Doobie was my friend. And I was like, why are you guys even here? I don't even like you. Get out of here. Birds just started singing. Beautiful. I accept this. Awesome. Yes, accept and claim. Good. I'm glad it helped, guys. Accept, receive, and claim. Heart space. No surprise there. Grief struck in my heart space since the dawn of time. Yeah, that's relatable. Claim. Beautiful crystal. I know, right? Thank you. Imagine being the ocean, and that is the color blue. Ugh, that'd be nice. Just, but a lot of people would litter in you if you were the ocean. And pee in you. Feeling in my stomach and breasts. Yeah. Could be that Cancer energy. Cancer rules over the breasts and the stomach, and how we were talking about Mars is in Cancer. Feeling it in my third eye. I normally feel it in my belly and back. I actually need to do, I'm going to be doing yoga with Adrian's lower back yoga once I get my living room clean, because it's all crazy right now. Because my lower back has just been bothering me. From the feet up to the top of the head and beyond. XYZ, perhaps you're releasing through your feet. Yes. I can feel it in my feet. Is that normal? I'm new to this. Yeah, you're probably just feeling it in your feet, needed to ground. So relaxing. Thank you. You're welcome. Wow, lots in the chat. I'm not going to go back and read everything, so it was an hour, but I always felt that with David Dobrik as well. I feel he wouldn't be where he's at without his minions. I agree, and I don't trust any of them. And I also don't trust that he has a pizza place with like a little kid on the picture. And I know that like it's supposed to be like a cartoon of him, but why does it look like a little kid cartoon version of him with pizza? If you know, you know. If you can fill in the blanks. It's called dough bricks, like D-O-U-G-H, bricks, like brick pizza. That's actually crazy. I know, right? Look it up. Uh-oh, not the pizza. Exactly. Also, like, I just don't trust it. Like, I don't trust anybody that, like, skyrocketed to fame like that and then has, like, all this money and resources and stuff, especially when you're, like, that young. And then I do know that it's, like, he, like, I know very briefly, like, about how he, like, hurt his friend with that, like, excavator and, like, almost killed his friend with, like, one of his stupid stunts. And, like, he keeps, like, pushing it back in court so, like, he doesn't have to be responsible for what he did to his friend. And I just think that, like, obviously that's like disgusting, shady, like behavior, like not normal behavior, especially to someone who used to be your friend. But then on top of all the like surface level bad stuff that we know you do, and the surface level bad stuff and bad ways that we know you act, now you also have this pizza place with a little boy cartoon that says, you know, says a lot, I think, in my opinion. But that's just me. Yeah, we're live right now, girl. What's up, Cassie? How you doing? Alright, I gotta go, guys. Because I did this because I was just, like, feeling like shit. I gotta find my other hoop. Pray for me that I find my other It's gotta be around here somewhere. But, you know, the cats... I found these are the 3 pieces of jewelry I found that they stole from me. So I just gotta find my other hoop. But, yeah. If you want to join the Nani thing, Lizzie, if you could link that in the comments after. And, I don't know, let me know your thoughts if you go back and watch the beginning in the comments after. But, he posted some crazy stuff about Jeff's eyeball and posting some crazy shady stuff, basically taunting him to get a private artist to sculpt a giant gouged eyeball. Oh my god. That's really gross. And also, like, that was your friend? That's so creepy. But, alright guys, I love you. Have a good day. Happy birthday. Rest in peace, my Nani. And, I love you. Take care. Bye.